Hey everyone, let's take a look at the Up House by Lego Disney. This is set number 43217. It contains roughly 600 bricks, retails for $59.99, and the set was provided to me by the Lego Group for early review. So just by looking at this, it looks like a very interesting house. And no, I have not seen the movie. I'm not much into those kind of movies. And here we have Doug, Russell, and Carl Fredricksen. So we get 3 minifigures. Well, 2 minifigures and a dog. And then here's the back of the box, the various actions. And, well, I like the balloons on top, but I hate to think this house is only, what, 2 or 3 studs deep. Well, we won't really know. Well, that is until we head over to the workbench and take a look. Here we have arrived at the Up House, and it's a very bright, colorful, interesting build. Off to the left, we have Carl Fredricksen, we have Russell, and then Doug the dog. Now, I have never seen the movie on this, so I don't know what it's about. I don't really watch a lot of animations, but this house is somewhat unique. And don't worry, we're going to take a closer look at everything, which is just a 360 spin. And here we got a little area with balloons, a box, a helium tank, and, well, balloons. There's plenty of balloons in this set, probably more than you'll ever see in any other set. And here we have, well, it's somewhat of a playable interior. You got your entryway with your front door with your billion locks. So we'll take a look at that closely. And got a nice cozy little living room and a little bedroom, and looks like a television area. Not sure what that's about. And yeah, it's a very interesting build. Well, let's see what it looks like up close. Here we have our minifigures. Off to the left, we have Carl Fredricksen. There we have Russell, and then Doug the dog. Nice set of minifigures. Print work does go on the front and back. And over here to the right, we got some balloons with a helium tank and a box. And I like this idea for the mailbox. It's pretty cool. And I could see this idea being used in an amusement park. And here we have the Up House. And I'm not sure if this is supposed to be a garden hose or a way to fill up the balloons on the chimney, but that's what's up here. This is probably the main attraction, and yeah, that's pretty nice. Lots of colors. This does add a lot of color to the house. And back down on ground level, got ourselves a little porch. There's the front door with a bunch of locks, so maybe this guy is pretty paranoid, and well, I would be too if I left. Looks like these are a jar full of coins in the window. Not very smart, so he's just asking for trouble. And of course, we got ourselves a plated roof, second story windows, and not too bad. And there's that rooster on top of a TV antenna. And oh, this seems a bit loose right here on the chimney. All right, let's take a look at the interior, and yes, that's how deep the house is. And when we look at the interior, yeah, well, just have an open mind on this one. So we're going to start with this right here, which is the entry or the foyer, and got ourselves a little cuckoo clock up here. And all the graphics you see in here are sticker, they're not printed. Got ourselves a little hall table with a plant and a picture. And yeah, that's a lot of locks on that door. That's something you'd see on Ebenezer Scrooge's home, but never something like this. And here we got ourselves a little cozy living room, or maybe a reading room. We got our little fireplace, and I think that this is supposed to be like a little Victrola record player. I'm not sure what that is. There's those coins right there. And a big old picture right above the fireplace. Kind of wish everything was printed in this model, but sadly it's not. And here's the second floor. Got ourselves a little television viewing room and a chest with one book. And once you get that book in there, it's almost impossible to get that out. And my hands are too big, so I can't just reach in and grab it. But the book does have a sticker on the cover, and it's got one page and it's actually printed. Here we have our little bedroom with a tiny little bed. And yes, that is a small bed. Not a lot of headroom in there, so this might be just an attic bedroom. And just for what it is, it's not too bad. Sometimes this roof does get a little flaky. Yes, it's not a lot of room inside, and the play value, it is playable, but I don't know, two studs. Looks like we're going to have to do something about that, but for the most part, I think the main attraction of this build is the front of the house. And let's take a look at the other side real quick. And yeah, it's just a roof and a side. Now for the review and my opinions on the Up House, let's start right with build experience. And it was a very relaxing build, very pleasant. And I think maybe it's because of the bright colors that made the build, well, pleasant. It's got some lime greens and yellows and different colored balloons. It just looks fun all around. So this set did keep my interest. Now, which leads to the build quality of the set. It's not too bad. I'd say it's more average to above average. And what I mean by that is the balloons are pretty strong, but this up here could be a little questionable. So, and then you got the garden hose reel. I think that's what this is, or it could be a helium tank thing. We don't know. That comes off sometimes. And this little rooster here that will fall off. I've had it fall off when I was building it. So now for play value, it is somewhat of a playable model, especially inside, but well, just like we saw with the review, there's not really a whole lot of floor space in here. You got a bed and a little television, a little living room and an entry, but that's about it. There's not really a whole lot. So the inside is a bit on the cozy side. It's not really large to really do some heavy-duty play. Could this be dropped in a Lego city? You probably could, but it's not really prepared. The front of this house looks really good. But as you see with the back, it's left open, so you'll have to provide the bricks to finish this off, which leads to mock value. I'm sure you could probably make this better. Maybe make a hinged version of it so you can open this up and just expand on this. Other than that, you could probably come in here and use the pieces for other mocks and stuff like that. Now, for the retail price of $59.99 for 598 bricks, that's a bit on the high end, but it's not too terribly bad. We have to really think about the accessories. So you do have Russell, Carl, and then Doug, and of course the bricks to build the house and this balloon arrangement up here. And yeah, I would say maybe it'd be a fun set, but for $60 and the lack of interior space, I really don't see it in this build. I'd say maybe $50 at the most would be fair. But nonetheless, though, if you really want a good build experience, I'd say yes, this was a very relaxing, pleasant experience. And one final thing I forgot to mention is this set is not a family build. Really only one person could build this at a time. You really can't have two or more participants partake in the build. That's probably the only downside I see with the set. And of course, my rating on this for the final summation of the review is like a 9 to a 9.3. Pretty good, even though if it had some stickers and had to bellyaches putting some of this stuff on, but it wasn't too bad. But I want to hear from you guys and gals. What do you think of this set? Is it nice and colorful? Do you think there's enough play area for $60? Let me know. I'm kind of curious.